guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So we're going to give you a little bit of a tiny demonstration of the new mixer. So far everything checks out. Everything works absolutely perfect on it. No problems with the controls, no static on any knobs. It's clean, it's pure, it's like it's never been used. It's so nice. Anyways, it has a lot of extra features compared to my original mixer, which I have in here. And my original one was an MW12CX, also a Yamaha, which is this one. So considerable difference, you know. 8 channels to 12, 4 extra channels and more. So I have what's called PFL. So I can monitor the outgoing signal. Right now I've got my looper pedal actually going, and I don't even have to have audio playing, and I can see exactly what it's doing, where it's peaking in, and I can actually adjust that to bring it down if I want to, by just merely adjusting the gain so it doesn't peak so bad. So we just follow the channel up to the looper pedal, and we can turn that down so that it doesn't overdrive. It's okay to go into the yellows, but you don't want to hit the red. Okay, so and that's available on every channel, which is really cool. The other thing that's different about this board too than my other one is the stereo buttons, and they have to be pushed down in order for having output. So it's two stages actually. Your button must be lit up as on, and the stereo button has to also be pressed in for the channel to be active. And even the new Yamaha 32 channel board that we just got at our church, same way. So this is very much in a lot of ways the same as our board at the church, except it's a little bit more sophisticated and a lot more channels, right? But a lot of the features are very, very much the same. So we got the stereo thing. Recording out, you can assign whatever channels you want to hit your record mix. So that's kind of a nice bonus too. So you just specific channels you want, that's what gets put out to the recording system. And there's 2 different hookups for recording. RCA jacks for output into a recording device, which are up here, or USB direct into your computer, be it a Macintosh or a Windows PC. Either one work fine. Now I have tried the USB port into my Mac, and it does work. It works great actually. I'm very happy. And the other advantage too that this board has over my older one is variable record out. On my other board it was fixed record out. So the only other way to do it would be to go through the monitor jacks and push the signal that way to get more signal through. And that was just nothing but a pain in the neck, you know. But you can do it, and it works fine, but I'd rather the simplicity of things. But anyways, all my effects for the rack are all exactly the same. You also have auxiliary here for outputting the effects to your auxiliary speaker, right, like your stage speaker. And of course, every channel has its own effect. Whether you want it on there or you don't want it on there is up to you. So you can choose, right? Of course, balance controls, bass, mid, and treble controls. Each one has its own aux, so you can decide what goes through that auxiliary speaker. Now, you have a couple of ways for hooking up main powered speakers, one of which is 1/4-inch jacks, the other one is XLR balance connector jacks. Plus you have 1/4-inch jack for monitors out. Okay, so you can hook a lot of stuff up to this thing. And of course there's your aux port here. Foot switch as well, so you can turn your effects on and off either from the board directly or via a foot switch. You can hook up more effects racks to this for even more sound capabilities, which is really awesome. I'm not using all the channels. I got extra channels now. It's like, great, I got a few extra channels. Because the problem was my board was stuffed and I needed to access more, and it's like, I ain't got any. And so I really wanted a bigger board, and I was looking at a 12 channel. And this is a bonus getting this one. I got this on the Kijiji deal, and it has the USB, and I was like, oh man, that's so sick. I love that. You do have compressors on your first 4 channels. Okay, this adds more punch and more dynamic range to the sound quality. Of course, they have from number 1 to number 7 and 8 for gains. Okay, and then these two, these 4 channels, they're hybrid mixed. They don't have gain controls, which is fine, no biggie. So there are some different things to run. It does have phantom power for condenser mics that require phantom 48 volt power. Stereo and record. You got 2 stereo or 2 monitor. Monitor mixing. Okay, for either your 2TR connections or USB. So you can get all of that. Your record out slider, effect return. Now, of course, to run effects, even on the other board, you have to use the effect return to allow how much effect you want there. And then you've got the perimeter range as well. And then, of course, then your final control is your main effect control for each channel you want or don't want an effect on. And we've set the board up exactly the same way it was pretty well as the other one. So my first channels here were all the same. And then, of course, I've got listed Katana amp. I'm actually going to hook my Katana amp into this thing. And I do want to get a couple of DI boxes so that when I have a friend over, you know, plug into it, or a student, whatever, and of course myself. You can plug direct into the board with a guitar, but it is better to use a DI box, so, and they're cheap anyways. And of course my MP3 player is on this channel. So right now I've got my my loop core pedal running right now, so we'll turn that on for you. So what I've done here is I've set a little bit of extra bass, a little bit less mid and a little bit less high, just because this looper pedal tends to have some really good pitch to it if you balance it out. So I just kind of wanted to reduce things a little bit. So, and I'm not that high. My main house is set standard position where it normally would be on any mixing system usually. So that's quite nice, and I can fade it right down into nothingness, which is nice. So I've also got my keyboard hooked in. So that's hooked in. I've also got my wireless mic. Everything's hooked in. Check, check, check. Oh, this is so cool. I love it. Yeah. And I do have also my Marshall amp actually took the place of my Fender Mustang now on the floor. And so the Marshall amp is now mic'd up into the system. And anyway, so we'll do a demo of that another day. But just to give you an idea, like, you know, these things are, everything works on this board, and it works perfect. And so I'm very, very happy with the deal I did. You know, it was a trade deal, which is fine. And you know, here's the old board too. You know, I still got it. I actually put it up for sale, and I already got somebody interested in it, so it should be gone soon. But you know, I mean, this is a really awesome board. You know, the MG82CX, this 8-channel board, it is an awesome board, and it's great if that's all you need. For my needs, though, I've outgrown it, and I needed 12-channel at least. You know, and I was looking at putting out almost $500 for a 12-channel Yamaha, and the only benefit it gives me above this one would be more effects, because it has 24, this one has 16, but it did have that one radio voice effect that I wanted, and it's like, man, do they even make a radio voice pedal, you know, without getting a TC Helicon unit or something? So I'm going to have to look around, because I'd really like access to that radio voice, but, you know, it's not a big deal either way. I can still hook effects racks up, doesn't matter, you know, so if I want beyond, I can do it. I've actually, with my pedal boards, I've had them hooked into the other Yamaha before and used them as a full effect system too, and it actually worked, and it worked actually really well. So that was pretty cool. But I also like the fact that, you know, you can monitor the signal, which is nice. So you don't even have to have sound going out. You can monitor your signal to see how much you're pushing. Are you pushing too much? And you actually get a really good idea so you can set your gains up properly, because the worst thing that could ever happen is to have your gains over blasting, peaking everything out, and next thing you know, you're blowing crap up. So it's nice to have that control availability before you start putting power to everything. So that's also big bonus. But I'm really liking the board. If you find yourself an MW12CX board kicking around somewhere for sale, used board, because it would be used now, by all means snag one. I mean, it's a really nice board. When I first saw it in the silver color, I was kind of like, I'm really not a silver person. To me that's like old fart stuff. And even though I know I'm getting older, I still like different colors. But I was kind of like, well, the thing is I gotta forget the color thing and look at, does it suit my needs? Does it have what I need? Will it do what I want as well? And it covers all of that. So that's the important thing here. So color, who cares? And it does have some black in it anyways, which is fine. So it kind of offsets things a little. I really love my Yamaha board, my MG82CX. This is a really great board. I'll miss it, but, it's time to go. It's just too small for me now. And but it's a wonderful board. And you can hook a microphone connector direct to the back of this one. Because that's the way I had it set up in here in the studio. And but I had to buy that. You have to buy that separate. It doesn't come with the board even new. But I decided, well, I'm going to reuse it and make my own platform for this one, and it worked out and perfect. So that's awesome. So I get to reuse that mount, because I got no other place to put it. So it's kind of like, but yeah, really enjoying it so far. I will have some videos coming up for you guys putting this board to use, and I'm going to enjoy it when my friends come over and they want to jam, and same with my students when I can plug them into this stuff and they can have a fun time with it as well. And they'll learn more about this kind of technology too. But anyway, so as far as the star rating goes, I mean, I honestly and seriously, I really have to put this out on high marks. It definitely has to go at 4.5 out of 5. Nothing is perfect, okay, nothing. And it doesn't have a actual stand mount like my MG82CX. And they could have done it without a problem, because that mount, even for the MG82CX, is designed to withstand 11 pounds of weight. And this thing is only like just over 6 pounds. So why would they not build that in feature into this board? It only makes sense, But that's my complaint. And to me, I do find that is a bit of a drawback point. So that's where I'm putting it. But otherwise, value for value, I mean, it's definitely worth it. I have no idea what this board sold for new. I don't know what it sells for used. I couldn't find any of them used up for sale for dollar value. Even this guy, he was not even interested in cash. He just wanted to do a trade. So, so that's what we did. We made a trade. So if you figure out what I traded him and what I had tied up in the stuff and blah, 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 minus my labor of redoing that guitar, I've got probably somewhere around, I'd say almost close to $200 invested in this thing. And that's fine by me, it's worth every penny. And it sure be spending $500, and all I'd really be gaining is a different colored board on the front surface. And of course I would be getting more effects, but who cares about the extra couple of effects? 16 to 24 isn't that many, but there are a few. But and this does have a metal top as well. It is metal, so that's also kind of nice. So it is quality built. Yamaha makes great stuff, guys. They really, really do. You know, I have no qualms with Yamaha instruments, or, you know, in this case, boards. You know, and I have a lot of experience on the MG82CX board, and it's a wonderful board. I still have a few things to learn about this one, but I will learn them and master them and continue on. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. And thus ends my review, but still stay tuned for other videos where I will be making use of this thing to do some pretty cool music videos for you guys in the future. Okay, so have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one.